You hear about success stories everywhere, yet this story is a special one. Well, you see people getting successful every day, but a whole family stepping blindly into something and building an empire by putting in their blood and sweat is not an everyday phenomenon. So today, together, let's unravel this very close-to-heart story of the Five Guys. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting story where I will be unfolding a very beautiful and motivational success story of a family business. Yes, this time it's not a story circling one guy who did something to make his business grow big. This story is of a family, hence the name Five Guys, who started their restaurant and made a mark in the industry. Excited? Well, without wasting any time, let's jump right into the story. Before I start the story, I must say today's story is not a usual one. Like everything from the start till making their business made a mark in the industry, everything is just opposite to what your conventional business instincts would tell you to do. Everything worked out for them, and that's what matters. To the story now. So, it started with an idea that popped up in the mind of Jerry Merle, the father, also the CEO and founder of the Five Guys Burgers and Fries joint. The idea was to start something of his own. This restaurant opening venture wasn't his first one though. He tried his luck in oil, bottled water, and the real estate industry. None to his favor. But I guess he wasn't a quitter after all, so stuck to his idea of starting something of his own rather than working a job. He tried something, and before I tell you what he did, I'll have to get to the part where I tell you these are the things that made Five Guys achieve the success they have today. So, what were those attributes that made the success possible? Let's talk about them. To start with, Jerry was surely a very high-risk taker. This is the point where I will discuss what that move was that will leave you astounded. Jerry had 3 sons from his first wife and another son from his second wife, so in total of 4 sons. The 3 sons from his first marriage were about the same age, and in 1986, all of them were about to graduate from high school. This 4th son from the second marriage was little then, and Jerry had another boy later as well. The reason for telling you about his sons is because it's all that matters. The name and everything else that came after was due to his sons. Yes, that's where the risk part comes in. Jerry had saved up money for his sons to send them to college. However, once his 3 sons graduated, he had a small talk with them about his idea of opening the burgers and fry spot. It wasn't like he forced his son into following and fulfilling his passion, but whose sons were they after all? So they decided to open the restaurant with whatever money their father had saved for college and take this big gamble. Shocked, right? Like literally abandoning your career and everything else that comes along for a business that also isn't promising. Their business was not even good enough to secure a loan from a bank, and even then, they didn't stop and started their journey from a very cheap spot that they could afford and with very limited and broken kitchen equipment from their home. Learning about just this part for me was a surprise. Still, looking at what they've made of it, it genuinely makes me wonder, what if such people back then thought rationally and never took these decisions? For now, let's skip the thinking part and get back to discussing the factors that led to their success. The next thing is their simplicity and minimalism in about everything in their business. From the aesthetics of their restaurants to their menus, they kept everything simple. Their design features were very basic, with red and white as their primary theme, and the menu had very little diversification. Remember, at the start, I told you that everything you will hear about their success is essential and counterintuitive to what it should be. The main idea of Jerry behind keeping everything simple and to the point was to make sure that their restaurant's image has a connection to something of theirs. Adding more and more items to their menus wasn't the approach for them. And surprisingly, it worked out perfectly for them. And it wasn't just because they were starting new and they wanted to keep less things so the management of stuff would be easy. It just became their brand image later on. Well, you must be asking, how did they know that it will work out? So, Jerry once visited a country where he tried Thrasher's French fries. Now, the part which inspired the business model at Five Guys was that at Thrasher's, they only sold fries. That's it. nothing else. And they had a huge customer base and revenue. The fact that they were good at it was faring them good. This brings me to the next factor that led to the Five Guys' growth. It was no compromise on the quality. They were so committed to providing the best quality meals that decided to let go of some part of their revenues just to make sure the prices remain reasonable, and still no compromise is made in terms of the quality. You know what's the best part about them? They do not sell any frozen food. All the items that are prepared or purchased from the market are fresh and organic. This pushed the prices of items a little bit towards the expensive side. Still, if you are someone who looks for quality in their food, then it's your go-to place. Well, now you might be thinking, am I their sales guy or what? Trust me, this is exactly how they operate. But talking about sales and marketing, it's another one of their qualities that made the customers believe in their food and restaurant. That is, at Five Guys Burger and Fries, in their early years, they've never spent anything on running any paid marketing campaigns. Interesting, isn't it? Like a business that started from nothing and where it stands today, all because they believe its customers are its best advertisement and marketers. So, you know why they are so committed to their quality standards? Because they don't capture people by running any marketing campaigns or hiring sales gimmicks for their business. It's their customers who refer other people to them, and all of them together made it a big business giant today. So next time when someone points out that you are not following the conventional way, let them know that the conventional way isn't always the best way. The next thing I am talking about might be a shocker for you as well. In a world where people don't have time and they want their food to be prepared as quickly as possible, at the same time, Five Guys followed the opposite approach, the slow and steady approach. It's reported that for people who demanded quick services, Jerry said to them that many restaurants are providing quick service just down the street. If you want what you came here for, you will have to wait for it. And surely, people waited. I haven't tried it myself. Still, I believe the food surely must be worth the wait. Hence the success. No one waits for an ordinary thing. If people still wait, this means they know what they'll be served. This brings me to the last factor that I will give credit to, which helped them expand their business and become what it has become today. That is franchising. So, the starting approach of the family was not to expand their business out of their own hands because, let's be honest, most of their strategy and their business model overall wasn't as attractive as they should be. Though people were interested in buying a franchise of Five Guys, however, Jerry thought it wasn't the best time to expand. Although with time, when all the structures were in place, their strategy and model, no matter how counterintuitive someone thought they were, proved to be successful. Now was the time to expand, because one, they were out of their trial and error phase, and second, they had a system to make their franchisee follow their models. So it was after 17 years of starting their business that they started franchising. Today, their business has expanded to over 1,700 locations around the globe, with a running revenue of $2.3 billion a year, and they have a plan to expand to other 1,500 locations as well. So be patient, they'll be reaching you guys soon, if they haven't already. With that said, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for future notifications. Until then, take care, and I will see you in the next one.